So my music consists of everything. I started studying piano at the age of 6. Classical music, with the greats. I thought I wanted to be a classical pianist, but I wasn't prepared to practice 8 or 9 hours a day, every day. And I found out that actually, when I got to college, jazz, I was led into playing jazz. Somebody else got me a job playing in a nightclub. She said, I have a job for you, but it's playing in a club. It pays $5 a night. I said, girl, I can't play in no jazz club. And I used to like the singers like Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, and that's how I started. So my music consists of, and the pipe organ. When I got to college, the choir director was a pipe organist, Dr. Harris, and he let me play Mozart's Requiem on the pipe organ. I was playing the electric organ, the Hammond B3, because in the 50s, it became popular. In the 60s, the Hammond B3 organ became popular, so the clubs started having the Hammond B3. But when I moved to Chicago to teach school, I wasn't playing I was still playing the Hammond B3 organ. But then after I moved to New York in '76, I started doing organ concerts of my music, including Negro spirituals and gospels and jazz compositions. And that's how I began focusing. So my music consists of everything that I've ever learned and studied. First, I was doing a solo in the club, solo piano and voice. The club owner put a bass player and a drummer with me. The drummer lived in Lexington, Kentucky, and he called me one summer and said, I have a job for you, but it's playing the organ. I said, I can't play no organ. It was almost the same conversation I had with the piano gig. He said, yes, you can. It's got a pedals just like the keyboard. I knew one song on the organ, Money, called Money. I would learn 3 songs a week. I played 3 nights. It paid $15 a night. I worked 3 nights. And I learned to play the organ. I was playing the rhythm and blues, but I would try to play jazz. And the people, when the club first opened, nobody had been drinking. Everybody was sitting up. They wouldn't even applaud, I thought they didn't like my playing, but they hadn't drunk enough. I think it took some nerve for me, the pipe organ, because I said I'm going to do the songs that I write. And also Negro spirituals. The organ is, the design of the organ with the sounds. Negro spirituals work very well. That's a part of my culture. So I decided to do gospel music, Negro spirituals, and jazz on the pipe organ. Of course, it's different because the reaction to the pipe organ is altogether different from playing an electric organ or the piano. Each pipe organ is different. It's the same. They have the grate, the swell, but this organ has some other interesting, and also the cantor of this church. This organ was built to his liking also, his input. So there are a lot of interesting things, and it takes time to learn how to play an organ. I get new information every time I play it. Ben said, okay, Ben stands by, punches the buttons and show me new stuff. I said, oh. So it's amazing, it's fun. And when I'm at home, and when I'm back at the hotel, you know, the music, you don't stop creating, because in my mind, I'm going over the music all the time. All the time. But what I'm going to do and think about what I've learned so far to try different stuff when I come to the rehearsals. You can play anything on the organ. The only thing is walking, when you walk and you got to have another kind of feeling. When you play in the organ and you swinging, walking, you have to think ahead, you have to play ahead of the beat to make it be on the beat. It's like if you're playing a blues song, you lock it in right on the beat. But when you're playing jazz, you're swinging, you have to play on top of the beat. And when you play in the organ, you really have to keep it moving. You play on top. You know, sometimes I may be doing this and it may look like I'm rushing, but I'm not. It's keeping the music, because organ is a slowness, because you know the air has to come through the pipes and all that. So you have to keep pushing and keep that energy going so that you can keep it moving and not let it drag. Even if you're playing something slow, you know, you're pacing yourself, but the energy has to be in what you're playing. Yes, because Negro spirituals it's classical. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's music that would never grow old or die. It's amazing. It's beautiful. When you learn what you can do with the organ, the sounds, incredible. It's nothing like the pipe organ because it has all the instruments, you know, in that one little instrument. And just combining those instruments, it's like a symphony.